I'm Rick Jackson, and I am asking for your vote.
The live Viper 6 weather team is coverage you can count on.
Treat your family to a delicious dinner that's easier on the wallet with Bojangles Family Meal. It's bow time.
Right now, on News Channel 6 at 5, a fire brings an early end to the school year in McCormick County.
We'll have reaction from the community as your News at 5 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 5.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Brad Means.
And I'm Jenny Montgomery. Thanks so much for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins with McCormick High School closed for the final week of the school year after a fire damaged the gym roof.
District leaders say lightning started it. Here's Aiken Bureau Chief Sean Cabbage-Stock.
People say the fire hit hard, especially with graduation just days away. There's relief no one was hurt, but uncertainty about what comes next.
I said, my friend called me. I said, oh my God, what happened? That's what I want to know. What happened?
A lightning spark fire broke out at McCormick High School just after 11 Friday night. Officials say the gym roof was heavily damaged.
I was scared. I just really thought that we was not going to be able to, go to school no more because of the fire that happened. And it's really sad to see how lightning did that to our school.
More than 75 firefighters from across the state responded. Crews worked through the night to contain the flames. No injuries were reported.
I hope they get it straightened out so they can get back in school on time and everything. But I guess the kids love it because they get out early.
School officials say cleanup and damage assessments are underway. Crews are now checking air quality and water damage across the campus. They say the impact is significant and it would take time to fully assess conditions.
They were able to save the school and they could probably rebuild and refurbish.
Graduation was set for the end of the week. The plan is now in flux as leaders work to find a new location for seniors to walk across the stage.
Maybe they have to cut down on the number of tickets, but they need to graduate. And I hate it that they can't graduate in high school on their chieftain head.
Community members are telling students to stick together and lean on Chief Pride.
Because we got plenty of chieftain pride up here in McCormick.
Well, cleanup continues. Graduation still set for Friday, May 29th at 10 a.m. with a new location to be announced. District leaders say they'll post those updates online, and we have a link on WJBF.com. In McCormick, I'm Aiken Bureau Chief Sean Cabbage-Stock, WJBF News Channel 6.
Well, there sure has been plenty of lightning out there over the past few days as we take our first look at the weather.
Here's Chief Meteorologist Jenna Petracci.
Yeah, and speaking of a strong storm, here's the live look now at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Cam over at SRP Park. Doesn't look bad at all, but let's take you back an hour ago. You can see it was dry at the moment, but you can start to see the rain in the distance. Then the sky becomes purple, which does happen often when we have so much moisture around, and then the bottom falls out. We had a very, very heavy downpour there right around SRP Park and the Savannah River, and I'm still tracking that on Live Viper 6. It is moving pretty slowly off towards the northeast. So it's this shower here, not seeing as much lightning with it as we had about 30 minutes to an hour ago. We also have some showers around Evans, Martinez, Grovetown, up in Edgefield County as well. And then looking over to our western counties, a bit more rain that is just on the outside of Wilkes and Tolliver County. So most of this activity is missing us, moving directly up towards the north. But if you're in Wilkes and Tolliver, you're probably hearing the thunder in the distance. Here's our Live Viper 6 showing the entire two-state view. We do have a lot more moisture to the west of us, some pop-up showers and storms to our south that'll continue to track into the CSRA. Temperatures are very warm today. We are actually up to 90 degrees in Millen, 92 in Sylvania where it's completely dry, but a little bit cooler, around 80 in the places seeing the rain. All of us dealing with some very high dew points. It is a humid day for sure, and for the rest of our Tuesday evening, temperatures will stay in the 70s and 80s. We'll continue to track some isolated showers and storms the rest of this evening. And looking ahead, rain chances are decreasing on Wednesday, but then going right back up as we wrap up the week and the month of May. I'll have more details on your forecast coming up, but back to you.
All right, thanks, Jenna. A big day for hockey lovers in the CSRA. The dream of hockey returning is one step closer to reality. You're taking a live look at the Augusta Convention Center, where this evening, Augusta's new pro hockey team is preparing to unveil its logo and name. The hockey team is working to build a strong fan base across the CSRA before it even hits the ice. Supporters say it'll be fun and a place for family and friends to come together.
This is Augusta's team, and we want to make an impact on the ice and off the ice in the community, but really have a place where people can come for great affordable fun, and then we can do great things off the ice as well to positively impact the community.
The name and logo reveal event is set for 6 o'clock at the Augusta Convention Center. Doors open shortly at 5:30. The new team will take the ice in the fall of 2027.
More talk about data centers in Augusta, but this time it's about slowing things down. A commission committee set to debate adopting a temporary moratorium on approving any new centers until there are new rules in place. But the committee chair wants to table the whole issue, saying it's not the time for a moratorium now.
As far as it goes, we can do ordinances without having to do this moratorium and take a look at it. You know, data centers are now new, so-called the new thing popping up, but they're popping up everywhere. And there's going to be another one being proposed sooner or later in the South Augusta area.
Augusta has one approved data center, as we've told you, off Gordon Highway near the Haynes Station neighborhood. That one's a $2 billion deal that's going to cover more than 2 million square feet. The full commission set to talk about the moratorium next week.
Today marks the start of early voting for the South Carolina. Coming up, redistricting rejected in South Carolina.
We'll hear from lawmakers after the state Senate rejected that proposal next.
This is what everyone's talking about.
And the slam!
This is winner take all. It's all happening now on the home of the NBA Finals. Don't miss it, June 3rd on ABC and the ESPN app.
Join News Channel 6 for a special presentation as we honor the area's brightest student athletes for their accomplishments on the field and in the classroom. The Scholar Athlete Awards, tonight at 7 on News Channel 6.
Are you frustrated because in lots of places, customer service has just disappeared? Not at Tile Center. Not where you need it the most. Here, you will find all of us eager to help you find just the right tile or stone, so you can relax, knowing your project is in expert hands. Come see why for yourself at any of our locations at Tile Center or online at tilecenter.com. Your tile and stone experts.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
New Hondas from
Still ahead, sailing the Pacific.
How a teenager is starting his solo sailing journey after the forecast.
And this May is the first time since last May that we've had a significant surplus of rain. So far, we're around 3 inches above normal, and we still have more days in the month to go. I'll have a look at how much rain you can expect for the rest of the month when we return.
You can't always choose the weather, but you can choose your weather app. Go with the most accurate and most trusted, the Live Viper 6 mobile app. Download it today. Now, your most accurate accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Welcome back. Another rainy day in the CSRA, but all of the storms are very isolated in nature right now. Nothing too widespread, but oh, this actually just popped up. It looks like we do now have a flood alert, and I'll step off screen to share that information with you. But you're looking at our western counties right now. You can see we do have some showers and storms just outside of Wilkes and Tulliver County along I-20. So most of those are missing us, but going back to the CSRA, you can see we have some spotty activity around Hilda and Barnwell and Bamberg counties as well. And then here's a closer look at the metro. We have isolated storms around Grovetown, just outside of Evans and Martinez. And then we do now have that aerial flood advisory for Edgefield and Saluda counties, where rainfall totals are really starting to pile up. So let's take a look at those latest totals in parts of Edgefield and Saluda County. You can see over the past few hours, looks like we've gotten up to around an inch of rain, in some spots half an inch for now. But since those storms are training, they will be sitting over that area for a long period of time, dumping a lot more rain. There's also a couple lightning strikes over the town of Saluda. So heads up if you are in this polygon that we do have that aerial flood advisory until 7:15 p.m. Now looking at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over at SRP Park. Cloudy but dry for now. We had the showers and storms come through earlier. 87 degrees, feeling like 93. It is so humid out there with dew points in the 70s. And all across the southeast, it is just warm and muggy. We have plenty of tropical moisture coming in with the stalled frontal boundary to our north. So we're seeing those scattered showers and storms all across the southeast. And here in the CSRA, part of our area is under a slight risk of excessive rainfall, which could lead to a flash flooding threat. We're already seeing that now with the aerial flood advisory, and that could end up getting upgraded to a flash flood warning, so we'll keep a close eye on it. Tomorrow morning starting out dry, some fog possible, upper 60s. Then once we get into the afternoon, we'll reach the mid 80s, and we will see some showers and storms develop once again, but I'm not expecting it to be as widespread as it is going to be tonight. So here's a look at 6 o'clock this evening. Just like the past few nights, some of this rain will become more widespread once we get into the late night hours. So there's 9 o'clock tonight, drying out overnight, and when you're headed out the door Wednesday morning, a dry start to the day. And then once we get into the afternoon, you can see those storms fire up, but not going to be nearly as much coverage as what we've seen lately. So 11 o'clock, not looking bad at all. Back to dry conditions on Thursday as well. And then Thursday afternoon, we'll start to see those storms once again. So it's just a rinse and repeat forecast every single day. Widespread rain Thursday night, dry again on Friday, and then you'll notice the rain chances are higher on Friday. We're seeing even more coverage, and that's all because of a cold front that's going to be moving into the area, and that will stall out, keeping rain chances around into the weekend as well. So there's a snapshot of Saturday at 3 p.m. There will still be some periods of dry weather just like the previous weekend, but go ahead and consider some indoor plans for both your Saturday and Sunday. We're also going to see those cooler temperatures. Highs are dropping into the 70s on both Saturday and Sunday, with around a 60 to 70% chance of rain. So through the end of the month of May, we could see an additional 2 to 3 inches of rain. And of course, wherever we get those storms developing, we could see even more rain than that. Now we need 13 inches in a month to end the drought. And typically May is the 4th driest month in the CSRA, but this month, that is definitely not the case. So far, we're at 5 inches. We typically only have 3 by the end of the month of May. And once again, I'm expecting at least 2 to 3 inches more of rain. And that could end up making this May look very similar to last May, when we had around 8.5 inches of rain. Now, like I mentioned, high temperatures are taking a dip. We're going to be in the 70s for several days as we go into the month of June. So there's your 10-day forecast showing those cooler temperatures next week. And we're also going to see around a 30 to 40% chance of rain each day next week as well, and some cooler mornings in the 50s.
All right, Jenna, thanks. A teenager whose goal is to one day sail around the world just finished his leg across the Pacific. He left California on May 5th in his 32-foot sailboat. He docked in Hawaii Sunday morning. The Oregon native says sailing caught his interest when he was 12, and ever since he's wanted to sail around the world. He said he worked to save money to buy that boat and learned to sail by reading books.
Yeah, I hope it inspires other people. Everybody has their own dream, and I'd say go against the grain. Don't just follow everyone. Don't just, college is fine, but don't just follow the crowd. Do what you want to do. Go against the grain, because you're going to regret it when you're old.
18-year-old Ali, be safe out there. He's taking a break for now. He says the weather will likely delay his next leg to Fiji for a bit.
How brave. Up next, a new effort to bring housing to South Carolina.
What Habitat for Humanity is doing to set the future up for success after the break.
Why call advanced air?
A new Habitat for Humanity concept in South Carolina, hoping to ease pressure for local families struggling with rising housing costs.
Hannah Baker spoke with developers about how this project could help build generational success.
As housing costs continue rising across the Charleston and Tri-County areas, the need for affordable housing continues to grow. Habitat for Humanity says critical workers like teachers, healthcare, hospitality, and more are being priced out.
It's the people that are actually running our community. They're essential for them to be here to make sure everything that we need and all the things that we love about Johns Island continue to thrive.
Now, a new push to ensure they can afford to live where they work. Through Habitat for Humanity's Sweetgrass Preserve Project, a 50-home neighborhood of affordable single-family homes built entirely by volunteers.
These are not prefab, they're not modular homes. These are stick-built, so we're building them from the ground up with that help from those volunteers. It's not just setting up a community for rentals or for subsidies. It's really creating a permanent solution for those families.
The project has been approved as a development and is in the final phases of clearance through Charleston County. Funding and volunteers have also been lined up to begin site preparations this summer. Once complete, the homes will go to essential workers earning up to 80% of the median income.
What is better than the American dream is home ownership. And these people are really hard-working families.
15 families have already been approved by the Family Service Committee. It's part of their mission to set up generational stability and success.
And statistically, if a child is growing up with stable housing, it just increases their chances of success. School-wise, academically, career-wise, and also home ownership creates generational wealth.
Well, that does it for us for this half hour. There's more coverage you can count on at 5:30.
Including the latest on the conflict in Iran, why the president says
the day my daughter
It's Kyle's last It's Kyle's last spin on his turntable from college.
Yeah.
And the first day of Kira's new career in IT. It's the last tea party for Crystal with Miss Marshmallow.
Oh, wow.
And Sarah's first day of management training at Goodwill. When you donate items to Goodwill, you help provide skills training and career placement for people seeking to realize their potential. And the things you love, get to start a new life too.
The Live 5/6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 5:30.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dee Griffin. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping today's headlines, the school year at McCormick County High School is over early after a fire damaged the roof. Investigators believe the fire was caused by a lightning strike. The damage was extensive and damage assessments are now underway. Tonight, the dream of hockey returning to Augusta is one step closer to reality. This evening, Augusta's new pro hockey team is preparing to unveil its logo and name. The hockey team is working to build a strong fan base across the CSRA before it even hits the ice. The name and logo reveal event is set for 6 o'clock this evening at the Augusta Convention Center. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. The new team will take the ice for the 2027-2028 season. Today marks the start of early voting for the South Carolina primary election. Voters will choose candidates for governor, U.S. Senate, several House districts, and local offices. Election workers are reminding voters that their early voting location may differ from their election day polling place, so it's best to double check
where you're supposed to vote before you go. We'll have more on these stories coming up at 6, but first, coverage you can count on begins with the Pentagon saying it. Time now for a first look at our weather with Chief Meteorologist Jennifer Tracci joining us to let us know if we have any more rain on tap, because we had some breakout this afternoon, definitely. Jennifer.
Yeah, so several places in the CSRA are seeing rain, and that's leading to flooding. So right now, we do have an aerial flood advisory for a portion of Edgefield and Saluda County. So over the past hour, we've already picked up around 1.5 inches of rainfall north of Edgefield and around 1 inch in Saluda. And I saw some pictures from the emergency management up there in Saluda County, and they confirmed that there is some flooding occurring now in low-lying and poor drainage areas. So definitely starting to see that water pile up as these storms are slowly but surely making their way outside of this area. But these storms are moving very slowly, so this aerial flood advisory goes until 7:15. You can see some pockets of very heavy rain there with a couple lightning strikes, and then a similar situation in Columbia County, Harlem, Grovetown, Evans, and Martinez, all seeing that heavy downpour. And then going down towards the southeast, we have some spotty shower activity as well in Barnwell and Bamberg counties. And then a storm has developed in southern Screven County, impacting Newington. And this is interesting to point out because that's where we're seeing a gap. Over the past 5 days, several places have picked up around at least 3 to 4 inches of rain, and several spots up to around 8 to 10 inches. But notice southern Screven County there around Newington, only up to around 1/2 inch to 1 inch of rain, and a similar situation in Allendale. So that gap will quickly be closed with that heavy downpour happening now. On our Terry Limbert Hyundai Skyview cam at the station, you actually can see some sunshine, believe it or not. So even though we have storms very close by in Grovetown and Columbia County, that just goes to show how hit or miss these storms are. Temperatures are ranging from the upper 70s to low 90s. So a big range in temperatures depending on which areas are dry versus which ones are seeing the storms. But all of us very muggy today, dew points in the 70s. For the rest of our evening, we'll see temperatures drop into the 70s with the showers and storms sticking around throughout the evening. Now looking ahead, rain chances are decreasing a bit tomorrow, but then going back up as we wrap up the week and the month of May. I'll have more details on that coming up, but back to you, Dee.
All right, thanks so much. We'll see you in a few minutes. A big announcement from NASA today as the U.S. looks to build a permanent settlement on the moon. The hope is the multi-billion-dollar project will land and people will end up on the moon every 6 months, gradually building up a base where astronauts can live and work long term. ABC's Raina Roy has the latest.
America may eventually have its very own home base on the surface of the moon.
We are creating a future where exploration is not just an incredible moment in history, but the first foothold beyond Earth for all of humanity.
An update to the $20 billion project shared by NASA today will help send the building blocks of the base to the moon every 6 months, with the hope of developing a long-term settlement where people can live and work.
We envision the moon base to be hundreds of square miles with different assets, all building up to the objective of permanent lunar presence.
NASA estimates that the plan will take place over the next 7 years in 3 phases. First, NASA and its partners will regularly send rovers and technology to test things like mobility, power, and comms. Then the work will begin on building semi-habitable areas for astronauts so that they can start to operate on the moon's surface consistently. Finally, larger habitats and vehicles will be delivered for a permanent setup. That historic Artemis II mission around the moon in April was the first manned mission since the 1970s and helped test key technology necessary for the years-long effort.
With Moonbase, Artemis astronauts will stay longer, explore farther, and conduct the kinds of science that advances exploration itself.
Now, the next crewed Artemis mission is scheduled for next year with the goal of landing humans on the moon by 2028. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
In South Carolina, 2 people were hurt after a tree fell at a park in Greenville County. The trees fell on 2 hikers, trapping them underneath. Both were taken to the hospital and their conditions were unknown at this time. Firefighters say the tree likely fell after being weakened by Hurricane Helene.
We are still seeing lasting effects from Helene when it came back in September 2024. We're still seeing damaged trees that are still falling periodically from time to time.
First responders say people should continue to enjoy the outside. just be sure to pay attention to your surroundings. Well, coming up, a Ferrari like you've never seen. Plus, the NBA playoffs roll on. It's what's trending, and it's next.
And we do have scattered showers and storms in the CSRA with flooding possible tonight, then a lower rain chance tomorrow, but a very wet end to the week. I'll have all the details after what's trending.
Digger Investigations.
WJBF 6 Plus, now available on Samsung TV Plus.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time now for a look at what's trending. Last night, the New York Knicks advanced to their first NBA Finals in nearly 30 years. Sam Champion has more. Well, they are very excited. I mean, they had all kinds of songs and everything about it. People fill the streets because they're so excited about the Knicks going to the championships. Well, Ferrari has introduced its first electric car. It has 4 electric motors and is Ferrari's first five-seater. Five-seater for Ferrari. Wow. It can reach 62 miles an hour in 2.5 seconds. It has a touch screen in the front and one in the back. It arrives in the States next spring with a price tag of about $640,000. Nice. It's pretty. It is a beauty. So if you see one out, take a picture or something. Or maybe buy one if you have the money. Wow, it is nice. Well, it's World Sea Otter Day. How adorable. Look at these guys. Oh, so cute. So let's learn about them. They've got some interesting relatives, including skunks, weasels, badgers, and wolverines. I don't understand how a wolverine can be related to a sea otter, but stranger things have happened, I'm sure. They eat 25% of their body weight in food every day. Their favorite meals, crabs, clams, mussels. Oh, they have a nice palate. Wow, expensive one sounds like. They also know how to use tools. They'll use a rock like a hammer to break open a hard-shelled crab. So they're pretty smart little fellas. Look at them. They're so cute, sea otters. Oh, how adorable. Absolutely adorable. Well, I don't know if the weather is adorable for you. If you don't like rain, I'm sure it's not, but I think we need the rain. So, and I think I hear a rumbling of thunder overhead. I'm not sure, but we've heard that a lot lately. Jenna has a look at our forecast, and looks like we've got more coming. Brace yourself. She's up next. Stay tuned.
When it comes to the weather, planning ahead is essential. That's why the 10-day forecast on News Channel 6 is sponsored by Chris Hudson Injury Law. From here, for you.
South Carolina's.
We got next time. Morgan and Morgan. The People's Court. Weekday mornings at 10 on News Channel 6. Follow News Channel 6 on Instagram. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live 5/6.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at how many places in the CSRA are seeing those showers and storms. We have that on Live Viper 6. We can see that most of the activity is still very isolated, but many spots are experiencing some heavy downpours, and that's leading to some flooding concerns. We have an aerial flood advisory for parts of Edgefield and Saluda counties. A couple areas of heavy rain with lightning strikes amounting to around 1.5 inches of rainfall so far, with more on the way. We also have these storms starting to backbuild in Columbia County, Harlem, Grovetown, and Evans, seeing some of that rainfall. Richmond County dry at the moment, but then down towards the southeast, Barnwell, you're seeing some rain. Vanburgh and Allendale are dry, but then just outside of Sylvania, we have this pocket of very heavy rain with a lightning strike. Now looking at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam up at Soap Creek Marina, definitely a stormy view despite it being dry at the moment. We're sitting at 87 degrees, feeling like 93. It is just so humid out there. It feels like you're stepping into a shower when you step outside. Plenty of moisture coming in from the south, impacting all of the southeast with this warm and muggy setup. Temperatures are in the 70s and 80s for the most part. We have a stationary front to the north of us, and then you can see some stronger storms here, some special weather statements, but nothing severe at this time. We aren't really expecting severe weather tonight, but we do have the threat of flash flooding. So that's our main concern. We're already seeing that now in Saluda and Edgefield counties, and notice the areas in yellow under that slight risk of excessive rainfall for the rest of today. Now tomorrow morning we'll be starting out dry, 68 degrees, some fog and cloud cover early on. Then as we go into the rest of the day, we'll start to see those showers and storms fire up. So here's our futurecast tonight at 7 p.m. Our model is showing the rain a little bit more widespread than it actually is, but notice once we get to around 11 o'clock, Allendale, Bamberg, Barnwell, you may be seeing more rain than you have been lately. Then we're back to dry conditions on Wednesday morning, and Wednesday will not be a washout. The storms will be much more isolated, not seeing anything widespread by Wednesday night. Back to dry conditions on Thursday as well. And then as we get to Thursday afternoon, we will see a bit more coverage with an approaching cold front. And then the rain will really start to increase in coverage as we go into Friday. But just like the past several days, mostly dry in the morning. The showers and storms will develop in the afternoon during the peak heating of the day. And then it becomes very widespread into this messy rain Friday night. Now this cold front that we're watching will stall out over the region, and here's a snapshot of Saturday at 3 p.m. Now just like this past Saturday, it's not going to be an all-day washout, but I want you to go ahead and already consider some indoor plans because I do have that rain chance up to 80%, 60% on Sunday. High temperatures are also going to be much cooler than normal in the upper 70s, and with this wet pattern continuing, I'm expecting a widespread 2 to 3 inches of rain across the CSRA at least. Of course, wherever we see those heavier downpours and thunderstorms develop, we could see much more rain than that. Let's go back to 2025. Most of the year, we were in a deficit for rainfall, but back in May of 2025, we had over 8 inches of rain, giving us a surplus of around 5.5 inches. And then flash forward to this May, we're around 3 inches above normal already, and we still have about a week left in the month, so we will be adding to that. And it's possible that this May will end up finishing off with a very similar amount of rain as last May. And then once we head into June, the first day being Monday, it will be cooler with those highs in the 70s, lows dropping into the 50s. So definitely some cooler days ahead. It's also going to stay very muggy though. Humidity will be high with those rain chances at around 30 to 40% for all of next week, Dee.
Okay, so that is thunder I hear coming in.
Yeah, there's some storms nearby. It's just not happening right here at the station.
Okay, but it's coming in.
Yeah, I think we just heard it again a second ago.
Oh boy. Getting used to it, but it'll be over soon, I'm sure. And
Hopefully.
Next week we'll
Still got those chances though.
Still got those chances.
Yeah, every single day.
Wow, but hey, we need it, so not complaining.
Yes.
Thanks so much. Well, if you plan to go to the beach this summer, I hope I do. Experts say you need to be aware of rip currents. These are serious. Rip currents are powerful, narrow channels of fast-moving water that can pull swimmers away from shore. They are often difficult to spot and can occur even when the water and the weather appear calm.
It happens. Yeah, it happens. It's very common. A lot of people aren't aware of how dangerous those rip currents can be. So, yeah.
What's your advice to folks who aren't local? They see the red flag.
Stay out of the water. Okay. Yeah, if you ain't got a board or nothing, stay out.
That's some good advice. And if you find yourself caught in a rip current, you should stay calm, swim parallel to the shore until you are out of the current. Then you can swim back to shore. Very scary, very scary. Well, still ahead, a story of determination, how a North Carolina grad overcame obstacles to walk across the stage after this break.
Makes certified pre-owned buying easy.
I'm attorney Latasha Barnes from the Barnes Law Office right here in Augusta, Georgia. If you've been injured, call me first. We are an all-female firm. We are women who win.
Call us today or visit us at thebarneslawoffice.com.
President Trump endorsed.
The #1 place to start your day is on the #1 entertainment talk show. Live. Stop it. The #1 place for your morning.
That math all makes sense to me.
Weekday mornings at 9 on News Channel 6.
Join News Channel 6 for a special presentation as we honor the area's brightest student athletes for their accomplishments on the field and in the classroom. The Scholar Athlete Awards, tonight at 7 on News Channel 6.
Go with the most accurate and most trusted, the Live Viper 6 mobile app. Download it today.
Be the first to know with the Live Viper 6 mobile app.
Somebody texting and driving just blasted into the back of the car with my whole family, and everything about the law firm's been phenomenal. If you're injured, come to George Sink's law firm. It's worth it.
At George Sink Injury Lawyers, we fight so you don't have to.
A North Carolina teenager has a viral graduation moment just months after he was shot and paralyzed. He's now sharing the determination that got him across that stage and the message he hopes others take from his recovery. David Schumann has his story.
Cameron Penny didn't expect to be on this stage, walking to receive his diploma from Stuart Kramer High School in Gastonia. In fact, Cameron says doctors told him repeatedly he had less than a 1% chance to ever walk again.
That's why I stood there for a minute and took it all in and smiled at everybody to say thank you.
The 18-year-old has a gratefulness well beyond his years. Cameron says it comes from finding God after being shot.
You live your whole life with having something and then you get it took from you. It's like, dang, I wish I would have thank God every day for being able to have everything I have, being grateful for everything that you have.
In January, Cameron says he came to this apartment complex in Charlotte to meet a girl he'd been messaging, but he says it was a setup and her boyfriend robbed him, shooting him twice in the back and the leg.
I first heard I was paralyzed. My first thing was I'm going to walk across the stage to graduate, no matter what.
Months of difficult physical therapy led to this moment he beat the odds. Cameron's mom wrote on Facebook, "Tonight wasn't just about a diploma. It was about resilience, perseverance, and proving that anything is possible with faith and determination."
If you have God, faith and determination can take you a long way. God is real, and I'm a proven miracle for that.
Cameron plans to go to college, get his barber's license, and continue speaking out for people with disabilities.
If you're going through something worse than me, continue to push through because the storm doesn't last forever.
David Schumann, Queen City News.
What a great message and inspiration. That's it for this half hour, but there's more coming up next at 6, including Augusta Commissioner discussing whether to add a moratorium on more data centers in Augusta. That story and all of your headlines next.
Closed captioning on News Channel 6 is sponsored by Hearing Associates of South Carolina. Get clear, accurate stories that don't waste your time at WJBF.com.
Burt Jones.